I'm Charlene Minner here with Bubba Shell. Welcome to the studios at WBHS News. It's now time for our human interest story of the week.
Charlene, our story this week concerns our own hometown of Milledgeville, Georgia. As you know, there are daily trolley tours pointing out various historical points of interest in Milledgeville. But oh, Charlene, all of the points aren't mentioned. We're going to visit a few of them today. We're going to start with our institutions of higher learning. Let's go to Baldwin High School and Vicki Denusa, our roving reporter.
Hello, Bubba and Charlene. I'm standing here at what was once the site of the famed Baldwin High School, which, as you can see, has been reduced to rubble. Even though it's gone, the sounds linger. I can still hear the voices of Dr. Phillips, Mr. Fields, Miss McLean, Mr. Farabee, and others echoing through the halls. Teachers preparing young minds to face the world, but mostly trying to keep those wild teenagers under control. Behind me is where the gym used to stand with its sunken floor and the mighty Braves face in the middle. Can't you just hear the squeak of the high tops, the sound of the bouncing balls, the swish of the net, the cheers for the Bravettes, and the screams for those tall, lean basketball players? I can almost see Miss Teague standing in the far corner taking care of her little cheerleaders. This rusty steel structure was once the site of the pep rallies, the passing of the spirit jug, and of course those sock hops featuring the chevrons. If you didn't remember the great basketball games here or the fun sock hops, you surely remember the smell of the locker rooms after PE.
Okay.
And what would be fall without the weekend and Friday night football game? Sir, can you tell me where Bravesville is?
Well, in fact, I can. It's just over our shoulder here, but you'll have to use your imagination. Remember those nights when the crowds were filled, the announcer was calling out names, and the Braves band was playing a song, that slow drum roll, Bubba Shell. There were great athletes playing back in those days. Baxter Whitaker, Randy Smith, Mike Culverson, Charles Middlebrooks, Ricky Bellines, a lot of great guys. Jay Sharp. Just seems like yesterday. In fact, if you use your imagination well enough, you might even see a dream like a cheerleader.
I guess she thinks there's a game tonight, or maybe it's just a dream. Who was that guy? It seems so real. As you can see, the field is overgrown. Oh, the memories of Friday night football. This has been an incredible story. This is Vicki Denusa reporting. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Vicki. I remember those days like it was yesterday.
Charlene, it seemed like it was just last week that I was visiting the ever-popular Mr. Fields and his Student-Faculty Relations Committee.
And now for a look at what's going on with GMC. Here's our guest reporter from WGMC, Billy Allen.
Hello, I'm Billy Allen, reporting to you from the front gates of GMC. That's right, the original front gates. GMC, unlike Baldwin High, has withstood the test of time. You know, there never has been a rivalry between Baldwin and GMC. But it is an odd coincidence that GMC alumnus Bill Craig is building condos on the former site of Baldwin High. A lot has changed since we last were here at the school. Tennis courts, renovations, new buildings. The school's looking great. It's taken them 35 years to finally recover from the class of 70 and 71. The old Capitol building is very much the same as it was. There has been a recent $10 million renovation project which restored judicial chambers to the original grand state. And there's Davenport Field exactly as it was in the 60s and 70s, the site of a mini Doug Ray touchdown pass or Tom Moore block. And yes, the old bull ring is still here and obviously still being used. I think here's a cadet. Let me interview him. Hunter Bacon?
Yes, me.
Is that you?
Yes, me.
Still walking?
Still getting it. I ain't got but 120 to go, Billy.
Only
And maybe I can go sell some cars.
Well, good luck. Back to you, Bubba.
Not.
Charlene, I wonder just how many bellhops have gone through those gates. Do they still make Brasso?
Bubba, how can we possibly mention sports without talking about a place more famous than Yankee Stadium? Yes, I'm talking about Bonner Park. Here's Lindsay McCoy at what's left of Bonner Park.
This is Lindsay McCoy coming to you from the remnants of the famed Bonner Park.
This was our local field of dreams. The over the fence home run was rewarded by a half a gallon of ice cream. And many a teenager girl scoped out their favorite heartthrob playing baseball. Who can forget Mr. and Mrs. Santaroni and Mr. Dink Johnson? He was in charge of it all. And who is this? None other than the legendary Freddie Layton. Coach Layton, would you like to share one of your favorite stories of Barner Park with us?
Yes, we had so many good things happen at Barner Park. We had good times and so many people that come through Barner Park. It was a good time for people of all ages. And they started in the park, bring back so many memories.
Thank you, Coach Layton. It's always good talking with you. And I like to reminisce a little bit about a state championship I was a part of. It was me and Marvin Burgundy, Jim and Mike Harper, Tony Santaroni, Doug Ray, and Jimmy Durden. And I know I left out some other guys, but I won't never forget it. And Coach Layton was our coach. And back to you in the studio.
That was Lindsay McCoy reporting from Bonner Park.
Charlene, I've got a story about Bonner Park for you.
Oh, really, Bubba? Do tell.
Charlene, was one summer afternoon, 8 o'clock ball game. I had gotten the starting nod on the mound. I was pitching. A rare occasion because our coach normally had David Bradford starting. Not because David was a better pitcher, but because their coach, Don Fryer, was dating his sister. Anyway, it was late in the game. There was a man on base. I was pitching. Up comes Jim Harper. 2 away and a full count. I threw a fastball. Charlene, I threw it so fast the ball was smoking when it left my hand. Well, Jim Harper hit that ball so hard and so far, I think it went over the railroad tracks on top of the hill. Bottom line, they won the game by 1 run. And what I remember most is Jim Harper kind of smirking a little bit as he ran around the bases. He was kind of grinning at me on the mound. And I'm sure he was thinking about that half a gallon of ice cream that he was going to get for hitting a home run. And it took care of my baseball dreams with 1 swing of the bat. And that's how it went.
Oh, Bubba, please. How enlightening.
Well, at least it was historical for me, Charlene.